Hello, my name is Shafira Aulia Sylvani and I will give my review about Dracula Untold. Dracula Untold, American dark fantasy action genre, is a movie directed by Gary Shore and written by Matt Sazama and Burke Sharpless. This movie released on October 10, 2014, which adapted the character Dracula from a novel by Bram Stoker. This 92-minute movie successfully earned $217 million worldwide and received mixed reviews from critics. This movie starred by Luke Evans as Vlad Dracula, Dominic Cooper as Mehmet II, Sarah Gadon as Vlad's wife, Mirena, and Charles Dance as Gaius Julius Caesar, or known as Caligula. This movie, which was distributed by Universal Pictures, talks about the story of the prince who changed himself to be a Dracula in order to save his empire from Turkey or Ottoman Empire colonialism. His name is Vlad the Impaler, son of the dragon. In the beginning, the movie tells us the background of the prince called Vlad. He has lived as a warrior for the Ottoman Empire since he was a kid raised by a sultan. Why is that? Because Vlad's father made a deal with the previous sultan. Grown up, he is the best warrior among the others until everyone is scared just to hear his name. After he returned to Transylvania and became the Prince of Wallachia, his kingdom received news to bring 1,000 boys to be trained as Turkey's soldiers, and Vlad's son, named Ingeres, Fate, will be raised by Sultan, just as Vlad's childhood. However, Vlad does not agree with Mehmet II's request, so he starts a war and goes for help to the Broken Tooth Mountain and finds Caligula and asks him to change him to be a Dracula to save his empire. Turns out, his changedness makes him lose his beloved wife and his son. Therefore, this tragedy makes Vlad Dracula known as tragic hero. Gary Shore produced Dracula Untold with the move forward scene. It means without any flashback scene, even though in the movie we can find some of the topics that tell the spectator about the past event, but the scene is not included in the movie, such as the time when Vlad and Mehmet II were still in their childhood, or when Vlad made a promise to Mirena. Those stories are only included in the dialogue between some characters and not shown through the scene. The narrator, Ingeres or Vlad's son, opened the movie with a brief story about Vlad's background and the time when he became the warrior of Turkey until he is known now as Dracula. The brief story helps the spectators to follow the flow of the story through the past explained. What is amazing here is the dialogue said by a character really makes a change on other characters. For instance, the moment when Mirena persuades Vlad to bite her neck to win the war. Connected to their romance, the character of Vlad, who is loyal to Mirena and his aura of being a hero to his kingdom, is really shown in Vlad's image. Mise-en-scène. The sets of every scene in this movie are very detailed. The sets successfully differentiate between both kingdoms, Ottoman, the Turkey, and Wallachia, the Transylvania. The cave where Caligula hides from the sunlight in the mountain, or even when they are already in modern life with the set of markets in the middle of some buildings. The costumes also support the time and setting of this movie. It distinguishes the characters from Turkey and from Transylvania, or the modern characters of Vlad, or reincarnated Marina, or the people around them. Also, the property used in Dracula Untold also supports the sets of each scene, such as the long table, high pillar, the chandelier to give a sense of a kingdom, letter in Arabic to show the Turkey's existence, sword, flag, and shield to support the war scene, or tent, chair, or stuff as the properties of the market in the modern era. By those, spectators can easily recognize each setting of the scene through the sets, costumes, and property. Gary Shore gives various angles in the movie, like extreme long shot to show the whole city until a big close-up to highlight the character's facial expression. The director also includes the scene of low-angle shot, high-angle shot on the war scene, and over-the-shoulder shot like when Vlad tells Marina the truth about being Dracula. Apart from the camera movements, this movie also includes CGI on the war scene to make the set look like the real war area. Slow motion effects also seen in this movie when the camera shoots Vlad's sword while it's mirroring the tragedy that happens during the war between Turkey and Transylvania. Since Dracula could change himself into a bat, the movie needs an effect on the transition between humans' transformation into bats. Not only that, the scene of Dracula being burned in the sunlight also requires a special effect. Last but not least, the Dracula's vision that could detect humans or something in more detail or something far away, also an effect that is shown in Dracula Untold movie. Ramin Djawadi, as the music producer of this movie, successfully created a strong background to show the tone of Dracula Untold movie, like a tense back sound during the war, or a power-up and strong back sound to show the return of Vlad and his kingdom, and of course, the smooth and desperate back sound to show the scene of the defeated kingdom and Marina's death. Dracula Untold, dark fantasy action movie, will show a great perspective of Vlad the Dracula, who had no other choice besides being a Dracula to save his kingdom. What makes his story become tragic is when Vlad, turns out, is not able to save his wife and loses his son. Even though this movie received many reviews due to a very nice plot, it also received many critics. For those who are interested in a genre of fantasy, action, and a bit of a horror, Dracula Untold will be the right movie to watch. That's all from me. Thank you.